I'm feeling good about this adventure again. A couple days ago, I was having my doubts.
They turn around and all of our stuff's sinking.
Yeah, so I decided to go hot dogging and show off a little bit. That didn't work out.
3-hour tour.
Holy crap, is it windy.
We have winds right now at about 30 miles an hour.
It's gonna be pretty tricky to canoe in these waves, but we got no choice. We gotta get moving. It's actually really scary out here.
My name is Brian, and this is my best buddy, and his name is Brian too.
Out of all the water in the world, only 1% is fresh water. It's all we got, and we want to explore all of it.
So we've decided to start with a trip that's never been done before. A 4,000-mile journey from Milk River, Alberta, all the way down to New Orleans, Louisiana.
Oh, and did I mention we're gonna do it in a canoe?
Think we're crazy? You're right. We're the paddling Bryans.
On Lake Oahe, beautiful South Dakota.
We've tracked about 1,304 miles. We gotta push further, longer, get south faster because the freeze is coming, and I don't want to canoe in the ice.
This is our 5th day delayed since Williston, North Dakota. We're about 3 days out of South Dakota. The wind today is at 50 miles an hour, gusting up to 60 miles an hour. It's way too insane for us to be out there, but we're trying to head directly into the wind. The canoe's not going anywhere. We're losing another day in this stuff. I could barely walk. Who would have thought Tornado Alley would be so windy?
Over the next 3 weeks, the plan is to skip 4 supply stops and go straight to Decatur, Nebraska.
I'm sitting here on the shores of Lake Oahe, the longest of the lakes that we have to cross. Right now we're right here on this long point that comes out, and we're seeing if there's a possible shortcut that we can take. Because if we can cross right here up this hill behind me, then that'll save us an entire day, and we can make it to the end of the lake in 2 days instead of 3. While Brian's waiting with the gear, I'm gonna go scout out our shortcut.
Bry's just hiked up top this ridge here. I'm waiting on him to give me a call back for the go, no go for portage. Got a call back from Bry, and it's a go. We're doing it.
Here we go again, walking.
This is 1.
But this time, we're walking because we decided to walk.
This is 2.
You know, as much of a pain in the ass as this walk was, it's a really beautiful country here.
You know, it took a little while, but we made it. We got to the other side. We made a quick stop in Pierre, our designated supply stop. Met some locals, had a good time with them.
My name's Dale Healy. I met these two jokers couple nights ago at the American Legion cabin. Seemed like a good group of folks. I don't know if it was the smartest decision to plan a trip like this, but I'm envious in one respect that they get to see all the country that they do and the cool wildlife and whatnot. But no, I had these couple of jokers over to my place yesterday. We cooked them a big antelope feast last night. Neither one of them had antelope before, so I think they seem to enjoy that.
Pretty awesome, man. Yeah.
If we stick around any longer, we're gonna get snowed in. It's time to go.
We met up with this fellow paddler, Soul, and he paddled us out of town, showed us the way to the next lake. This is my kind of guy, man. This is a guy that he decides to take the morning off work to come escort us to the end of town in his kayak. I mean, that's really cool. This is my kind of adventure guy, man. Right on, Soul.
That's really impressive. They crossed all these big reservoirs through North Dakota and South Dakota under paddle power. It takes a lot of guts.
The southern Lake Kawaki and northern Lake Sharp.
We've been listening to the weather radios, and we hear there's a winter storm coming.
15 to 25 miles per hour.
We heard there's a storm coming and there might even be snow. That concerns me a bit.
This is the part of the journey where it starts to get pretty dangerous, because when the temperature's down below the freezing point, we can't afford to fall in the water.
Bry's pretty scared. I'm loving it. So we have a 3-day storm rolling in, and what's going on right now is I'm rigging the tent up with all the rigging, not just a simple job being done this time, because when it does rain and snow, this thing has to be rigged all the way if you want to keep it waterproof. So right now I'm just setting that up. It's amazing the amount of different ways we've had to set up camp and shelter due to bad weather, and I mean, look, here we go again.
It really sucks trying to set up a shelter in these conditions.
We're gonna rig up all our tarps. We're gonna set up a nice base camp here, because it's not easy living in a tent in sub-zero temperature.
We're having an ice storm here in South Dakota. Could somebody vote me off the island?
At this point, it's really snowing hard. It's really coming down. But I'm not scared. Bry's probably scared. I don't get scared.
Brian's such a crazy bastard because he likes to wait until it gets real crazy out before he starts enjoying himself.
You know, Bry makes a mean cup of coffee.
Hey buddy, you need help with the coffee?
And I just couldn't wait to go have some.
It must be freezing out here.
How's the coffee doing? Is that one mine?
Yeah, that one's yours. You can take it back if you want.
I do make a good cup of coffee.
Woo!
You see who I get to go on adventures with? A crazier bastard than I am.
Well, it's our second full day in the blizzard here. The snow is accumulating around the tent, and we have almost, well, it's almost at half a foot right now. So I'm gonna go dig a little trench around the tent. Wow, it is unbelievable how much snow came down in October.
I really was caught off guard here. I was not expecting this at all.
These conditions are quite a bit different than last month.
What's the worst that could happen? We've run out of beer.
I love this stuff. This is the stuff we live for. If it was gonna be easy, we wouldn't be out here. We would have stayed in the city and worked.
It's so cold that our water froze, and what we have to do now is take our stoves out, put our pots on the stove, fill them with snow, and melt the snow to make water.
Am I scared? Whoa. I'm scared that this might take a while. This boiling snow, at least. No, I'm not scared. I mean, we're Canadian boys. We're used to the snow and the cold. Just that it's going to cause us a delay, and the more time that we waste, the worse off it is for the schedule.
When we got time to kill, we like to play Risk in the tent, and we play it on the map of the United States because, well, that's the journey we're doing. And I like to cheat.
Explain to the camera paratrooper.
Well, we decided that the regular game of Risk wasn't interesting enough, and because
Look into the camera when you're explaining it.
Because we don't actually have all the rules written out. Too, we decided to make up a couple, and what we did was we added a paratrooping rule. Now, a paratrooping rule is you can take.
Oh, Bry, man, you got to get out here and see this. Look at that, man. Whoa! Storm's past, buddy. Yeah, sun's coming out.
We have to get back in the water again and track distance because it's just October and this just started. This is going to get a lot worse in a couple months and we have to get south.
The storm's passed by. Getting ready to set out. I'm just making some coffee underneath the fly here to get our day started. We're going to set out today. Stick close to shore. Try and be safe. Right now, I have the tent rig down, but the poles are all frozen together, so I just have to use my stove to quickly heat up the joints so that I could separate them.
We got no choice. We're tearing down camp and we're going for it. I got to use my stove to take apart my tent poles, and it looks like Alaska out there, but we're hitting the water.
We're here at the Big Bend Dam at the end of Lake Sharp. This is the first dam out of the last 3 dams we have left to portage. And this is the first lake out of the last 3 lakes we have on the entire journey. Half-mile left. Like, that was the easiest portage we've ever done. It was all downhill, and it was only about a mile long, so that was awesome. We're gonna hit Lake Francis Cakes, which starts right here, and we're gonna just try and track as much distance as we possibly can, and try and get as far as we can away from this this cold weather and all this just bad stuff that's gonna be happening up in the north part of the country. We're on Lake Francis Case, the second to last lake of this entire journey. Approximately 50 years ago, they started to dam up the lake to build hydroelectric dams. There's now 6 of them on the Missouri River, which creates a whole bunch of reservoirs. That's what we've been passing through. Sakakawea, Oahe, Lake Sharp, this one, Lake Francis Case, and then finally Lake Lewis and Clark. They never clear cut the area. They never logged it. They just kind of flooded over. So there's still all kinds of remains of these trees, dead wood, tree stumps, stuff like that. So we get to have fun sometimes and go canoeing through mazes of what used to be forest and is now. I'm gonna try not to run you guys into a tree. It's kind of getting tight in here. This is awesome. So we're just playing around in the forest. We'll get back to tracking distance pretty soon here. But it's pretty cool. We're down here by the water. We've set up our camp inside that bay. We decided to take the day off because of the high winds. I'm just going to double check. Our weather radios say that it's supposed to be gusting up to 50 miles an hour and that the wind speed's going to range between 35 and 45 miles an hour.
The cold and the high winds, we can't track any distance in it because it's just too dangerous. The risk of falling in or getting hypothermia or just getting splashed actually from the water gets us all wet, and then we won't be able to stay dry. So we can't risk traveling in it, and we gotta take the day off.
It's gonna get so rough out here. I can see it right now. It's gonna get so rough and so cold. We're gonna want to quit, and we just have to keep pulling each other through these situations because it's gonna get uglier than we could imagine right now. And there's a storm rolling in here, so we gotta throw that camera away. The rain's coming. All right, let's get that camera away quick.
I still got my eye on the prize, and that's New Orleans.
I wouldn't mind stopping right now, you know. I pretty much had enough.
I don't care if I have to drag him into the canoe kicking or screaming. He's coming with me.
Well, it's the day after the high winds. Winds seem to have come down a bit. Forecast calling for about 10 to 20 mile an hour winds coming from the northwest, which is a tailwind for us, which is awesome. See if we can make it to that dam today. Yeah. We'll see what we can do. What a day for a pound.
We crossed Lake Francis Cayes in pretty good time. Yesterday we did about 50 kilometers on a lake, which for us on a lake with wind is great. So I mean, we're looking pretty good, I think.
I ran into a fisherman down there who says the forecast for the next week is supposed to be really nice. So, I mean, all in all, good news all day. I feel great.
Right now we're supposed to be Lake Lewis and Clark. We're right in the beginning. We've come to realize that pretty much all of these lakes, at the very beginning of them, exactly what you see here, a maze of shallow water and reeds and brush. So I'm gonna start paddling and see if we can make it actually into the lake. You know, it might be fun.
My front man never helps me.
No, I don't really like paddling. Seems like far too much work.
We pulled off here for a quick lunch. We made our first crossing on Lake Lewis and Clark. It's a south wind today. So what we had to do, since the river flows in, the Mesa Creek flows in from the north end, we had to make a crossing into the wind, about a 25 mile an hour wind to get to the south shore, which is protecting us from the wind right now. All these cliffs you can see run the whole way along this lake. This is our last lake, Lake Lewis and Clark. And at the end of this lake, Gavin's Point Dam is our last dam. Bring it on! We're here at the Gavin's Point Dam at the end of Lake Lewis and Clark. It's another windy day.
We crossed the last lake today, and we did the last portage today, which means no more dead water. We got down here to the Missouri River, and she's flowing. There's a decent amount of current, and man, I don't think I've been this happy since we got onto the Missouri River and got off the Milk River.
arrived in Decatur, the halfway mark of the trip. Buddy, that's it.
Done, man.
That's it. We're half done the journey, mileage-wise.
Yeah.
It's taken us 4 months, just shy of 4 months to get to where we're at here, and I think we could do the second half in half the time.
Yeah.
Probably in our 2 months. The lakes, the big waves, the headwinds, the dead water, and everything that brought us down only boosted us up for the further what's to come.
Yeah.
We're only more prepared for the future, so let it get cold. You know, let it be windy.
Yeah.
We've practiced. I think we're sitting really good right now.
Yeah, I think for the first time on this whole trip, we're actually sitting in a really good position.
I am the god of hellfire.